How should you act? How should you behave in order to get back with your ex? This is what we're going to cover in this video, because right now you might be thinking this relationship mattered a lot and I need to fight hard to get him or her back. I must try really hard. I must prove him or her that I want to get back with him. I need to work really hard. I need to really invest my energy, my attention in doing that. And this is completely wrong. So I'm going to explain you in this video why it's wrong and why it sounds counterintuitive, but what I'm going to tell you is actually a game changer and is actually what will increase your chance of getting back with your ex. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
And because sometimes you want to have answers, and probably one of the most important questions you ask yourself is, do I have a chance to get back with my ex? One way to answer this question is to take the quiz that I put together. It's a quiz that assesses your chances. Put a lot of effort crafting this quiz for you guys. It's totally free. It takes 2 minutes to complete. The link is in the description, and it will provide you a score telling you whether you have a chance or not to get back with your ex. But at least you'll know, and you can either continue watching my video or think like, okay, the score is really bad. I'm gonna think again about what I'm trying to do, and I'm gonna maybe move on and do something else with my life. But at least you have the information. You're not in the dark anymore. So the power struggle, it's very classic. This is the dynamic going on after a breakup. The more you try, texting him, convincing them, trying to see him or her, the more power you give. Okay, you give them the power. And by giving them the power, it pushes you down. That's person you loved, you still love, you had something amazing, you built a history together. That person is your ex. I guess if you're watching this video, you've tried to talk them out. Now the breakup seems more serious. So you have to act as your ex. He's your ex, she is your ex. And when you start to really accept this, you'll feel that you will stop giving things away. You will stop increasing their power. It's really a power struggle. It's really about here, and by giving the attention, by giving all those things, you're giving them the power. He or she is your ex, and you should act as she or he is your ex. Yes, so I can pretend, right? Because I don't really feel this way. The problem is if you are playing a role, he or she will feel it. They know you, okay? So if you're faking it, it's not going to work. Also, be really mindful, and that's probably the most common mistakes I see. People they haven't done the work to emotionally detach themselves from the relationship, and they go on a date. They feel like, yeah, I was completely cool, I said nothing about the relationship. But the non-verbal communication, which is about, depends on the studies, but it's about like 80% of communication between people. The way you look at him or her, the way you interact, the tone, all these things, your posture, are so important. And it's really hard to manage those because they are unconscious. And there's a lot of things going on unconsciously, especially in a love relationship, especially with someone who knows you really well. And so when you do that, when you pretend, you miss the whole point of relationship recovery. You miss what it is about. You basically try to bypass my job, what I'm doing with my clients. And I'm going to explain you what it is. You are the price to win. So remember we talked about the power struggle, which is classic, you might have heard about it. If your ex thinks that he or she has you, you have no interest in a way. If you're on the hook, if you're there waiting for him or her, you're not interested. Your job is not to depend on him or her. Your job is to create the life, your life, a balanced life, fulfilling life that doesn't require him or her. And by doing that, because the thing is, it's a bit like two planets, a relationship, a couple. There's the a gravity, and the idea is how you can pull back yourself and create another where your life, rather than revolving around your ex, people will revolve around you. Okay, so exactly the same way two planets would sort of split, you need a bit of energy to do that. I don't know why I came up with this idea. You need a bit of energy to do that, and then things will revolve around you. If you stay close, if you put your energy, you will revolve around him. And what's the point for him making any effort? Because you're already there. You know, the Earth doesn't have to make any effort to have the moon revolving around it. Okay? So be the Earth and have things revolve. Be the sun. It's even better. Okay? You're the moon, become the sun. Tell me in the comment section if it's a good image. I just made it up. I feel very inspired today. The problem also, and so you have positive and cognitive bias. I'm really into those kind of stuff. So one thing that you have to understand is if you project to your ex the past of the relationship, the fights, anything that reminds him or her of the relationship, they will reject it because they'll feel like it's exactly why I left. It's exactly the situation I left. So don't show me something that I left. Don't comfort me into this decision. Okay? The idea is to build your own life from now on. And what you're going to create, this other cognitive bias, is this fear of missing out, this FOMO in your ex. Because the first cognitive bias is to show them the confirmation bias, like, this is what I left, and now, because you're so emotional, you're so clingy, you're so needy, I don't want this. And it's confirming my prediction that I would be happier dumping you or leaving you. First confirmation bias, this is dreadful. Now the other cognitive bias is really about the fear of loss, the fear of missing out. When you create an amazing life, when you have, I'm going to use the image of the sun, when you are the sun and everything is revolving around you, he would feel like, what the fuck? Why am I not there? It's a little bit like, I used to be like this when I was a teenager, you know, there's everybody, all the cool kids are going to a party and you're left outside. And you feel like, oh, I want to get inside. You know, or outside a club, you know, there's a massive queue and people are getting in and, you know, high-fiving the bouncer and you're just outside in the cold waiting to get in and you're like, I want to get in. It's exactly what you have to do. So the recovery process, so this is my job in 6 bullet points. You have the breakup. After the breakup, the shock, how ugly it is, usually 60-65% of the breakups are ugly, are difficult. It's important for you to take time. To reflect and to take time because also it's really about the emotion. So the no contact is, I think, really important, mostly for you. It helps as well for the recovery, for attracting your ex, but it's mainly for you. And then by doing that, you have the ability to really get into the introspection of what do I want? What didn't work? What can I change? What are the things that I can't change? What are the things that I won't compromise on? What matters for me? What do I want in the future? So do all these assessments that I do with my clients, and then you have a plan. The problem with introspection is sometimes people are very judgmental. I'll never find anyone. I'm useless. I'm ugly. I'm fat. Okay, so it's really unemotional introspection. I should have had unemotional. And from that, you have your action plan. What do I want to do? What do I want to achieve? Who I want to be with? What are the resources, the people I want in my life to achieve those goals? And then, because it's good to have a plan, 99% of the problem is when you implement those things, because life gets in the way, emotion gets in the way, your ex gets in the way. So you implement, you track your progress, you see where you're going, you build this new life around you, and this is when you start. Once you've done that work, people sort of break up, get in touch. You can't bypass this. Break up, you take some distance, introspection, you set up your plan, you implement that plan really into action. That's what I do with my clients, for example. I have a lot of clients now on WhatsApp, and so usually we have one call. We have this introspection, 1 or 2 calls depending on situation, depending on what they want. With this call, we create a plan. And what I like to do, rather than giving you a very precise plan, 90 days, you're going to do that on day 60, day 65, because by experience, I know it doesn't make sense. It's really about how each week we assess where you're at, emotionally, physically, in terms of your goals, your mood, and stuff like that. And we assess. And once you've done that part, for a couple of weeks, few months, you can get in touch with your ex. And you won't have to pretend. Okay? You'll be the cool kids getting inside the club. So how you should behave? As I said, build your life around your needs. Around your needs, because that's the problem you have. You're focusing on your ex. You're focusing on their needs. And you're failing to understand that you are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person in your life, and you are the person that needs to be taken care of. Is it English? I don't know. So you don't depend on your ex anymore. You don't have to flex yourself to be available. You do your things on your own terms. And it's really hard because for years, it was all about compromise. It was all about trying to find ways to find a common solution. It doesn't care now. It's on your own terms. If you want to eat on plastic plates, you can. If you want to eat pizza tonight, you can. If you want to do a mani-pedi on Saturday at noon, you can. It's on your own terms. I'll give you an example. Exaggerate example, but give you an example. Your ex asks you, let's meet up. Rather than say like, yeah, let's go. Okay, anytime you want. For sure. I'm so amazing to see you. An alternative answer, and of course, it's not about lying. But as you are busy now, as you are doing a lot of things, you can say, sorry, I'm busy on that day, and you can offer an alternative. But the point is, the underlying message is, I'm busy with my life. I can make a bit of space for you, but I'm very busy right now. I don't depend on you, right? It's so much powerful. And that power struggle, we're here now. Even sometimes with my clients, we'll manage to be here. And your ex won't reject you. Okay? Because they'll feel like, oh, okay. Because that's the thing, is people think like, oh yeah, but if I say no to that date, he's going to reject me. No, it doesn't work like that. Actually, he will gain respect. He will experience that lack of control. And that creates that sort of movement of exes getting back with their partner, with the people they left. Because they feel like, what did I do? Why? I thought he or she couldn't change. I thought I would be better off. I thought I was unhappy with this relationship. I was wrong. I was completely wrong all that time. He or she showed me actually that I want to be part of that life. You become attractive. So you're not pushing, you're not forcing, you're becoming a magnet, a prize to win. So don't fake it. And that's the thing. Again, if we look at the connection, breakup, getting in touch, it needs to be sincere. So you need to do all that work, that personal development work, really sincerely. It's really about detaching yourself from the relationship, from your ex, from the emotions associated. It's really about how you can rewire your belief system. I'm doing a course, there's a course on my portal, but how you can change your belief system to feel better and heal from a breakup. In a way, it's how you can let go of trying to please your ex. You're not together anymore. So don't try to please. Don't try to be, yeah, sure. What should I do? What should I say? Doesn't matter. And so, very important for you to learn about, and that's probably the reason you watch this video, you're learning, you're trying to grow. So things, and there are others, but things that you can learn about the codependency, how it works, why it feels so hard now to detach yourself from the relationship. The emotional independence, which is key if you want to heal from a breakup. And healing from a breakup doesn't mean forgetting about your, saying that you will give up on that relationship. Emotional independence is how you can feel stronger after the breakup. And again, to get to this phase of attraction. Understanding about attachment style, because attachment style will help you understand how you should behave in the new relationship. What are the things that you could do to improve and feel more secure? And therefore attract your ex to be more secure. If you have any question on those things, there's a link, and I forgot to mention, but that's why I put a bullet point. There's a link to give me a call if you want to discuss about my coaching sessions or my WhatsApp coaching or anything about what I post online. There's a link in the description to book a free call with me, 15 minutes, where we get to know each other. I love those calls. I don't have that many calls because I'm super busy. So have a look in the link. Perhaps you'll have a slot that works for you. And it's 50 minutes to get to know each other, to discuss about your situation, and to see how we can take it forward, how we can help you get from a moon to a sun. And tell me in the comment section if it's a good image. we'll reuse it if it is. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.